let's get into everybody's favorite, usually an off-season thing to do, but because it feels like our off-season's already started, we're doing it. We're doing it and doing it well. It's time for our mock draft, guys. It's time to mock the draft. So
I'll make a mockery of you. Ha 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 ha.
We've been making a mockery of this league for years. So let's go for it. So
yeah, about a decade.
All right. So after this weekend, we're at the 5th overall pick, guys. Now, something happened that I don't expect to happen in the draft. We'd be very frank on that. 5th overall pick, we still have the guy we wanted. I think we'll have to trade up to get this guy if we're at the 5th. Personally, we'll see. We'll see what happens. The clock can change between now and then. It also depends on who's there. 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah. Who's number 1?
Who does number 1? Who for? Number 1 is the Jaguars right now, so they're taking Travis Hunter in that scenario.
Yep.
Who's the best quarterback? I'd have to look it up. I don't have that in front of me.
Yeah, I was about to say. There's not many teams that are.
Oh, I would disagree. You got the Titans. You got the Browns. Those guys are ahead of us. So I'll get you the order real quick. Here we go. Jacksonville again. They won't take a quarterback. Yeah. Tennessee very well could. Cleveland very well could. Las Vegas very well could.
Well, when is the Browns? When are they paying? It
doesn't even matter on that. You could just sit him on the bench at that point and start your young guy.
Touché.
The best way to combat having to get a second quarterback is to get a cheaper one. Getting a rookie deal is the cheapest way of doing it.
Touche.
So, but anyway, in this scenario, Cam Ward was still available, quarterback out of Miami. So, yeah, we got Cam Ward in this, guys. Now, I saw the comment here. Derek Jones says, if the Giants get Shador, I'll remain a Giants fan. He actually went number 4, ironically enough, to the Raiders, which I know is some place he keeps on getting, mocked to by a lot of people there. So, but I'm fine with Cam Ward. I think Cam Ward is probably the one I'd pick if I had both available right now.
Yeah. I mean, listen, we talked about that last week as well.
Oh yeah.
Well,
yeah, we did a full pick of quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you lost your power.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, that's our biggest need taken care of right there with the guy I think is probably, at least right now in my mind, the best quarterback in this draft. And if you're able to somehow stay where you're at and get him, that's a win. That's a win all day long.
100%.
So, second round, because we won't talk too much about Ward. If you want to hear about Ward, go over to our quarterback preview we had last week there with Dash from Big Dash Knows. We went all over the information with Cam Ward, even did a nice comparison video with him and Shador Sanders as well. So, second round pick 36 we're at. Kenneth Grant, defensive tackle out of Michigan. Now, here's a Bleacher Report had to say. Kenneth Grant is a massive defensive tackle who can be a gap filler against the run. He has pop in his hands to win at the point of attack and gain control of the block. That, combined with the sturdy base, makes him very difficult to move one-on-one and decent against double teams. He might concede a yard when taking on combo blocks, but he can dig his heels in the ground to avoid getting pushed too far down the field or out of his gap. Guys, if that doesn't sound like the exact player we need.
Yeah, sounds like an absolute wall.
Yeah, a mountain of a man who's good against the run and fills a gap. Exactly what we need. Exactly what we need. Taking it, done. Sign me up. Round 3, pick 67. Put another need here. Kyle Kennard, edge out of South Carolina. The Draft Network said Kennard can force runs back into the flow of the defense. Kennard also plays with great effort, chasing down runs, plays backside. As a pass rusher, Kennard is most effective on the edge of the defense. At the snap, Kennard has an explosive first step, and he gets upfield quickly to win around the arc. So, yeah, just a good, balanced overall player there, guys. That's what we need. That's what we need right there. Now, as Derek says, we need, a day and a corner. I'm assuming means something else besides a day. Let me know what you mean by that.
Day. He needs a bud day.
A bidet. You need a bidet. That's a whole separate issue. But the corner part, listen, guys, I would have loved to get a corner in the first, 3 picks. Would have loved it. There just was none, and I'm not going to reach. Whenever we do mocks, guys, we don't reach. So Oh, he says DT. Yeah, we got the DT already. But we never like to reach in the show, guys, because whenever you reach for a player, you're
Young
destined
Goofs.
to get a flop.
Yeah.
But round 4, pick 103, we do get a corner here finally. Now, keep in mind, we also said we want to get a corner in free agency. So we already fixed that top corner spot in the free agency. But we're going to get a young quarterback here in Quincy Riley, cornerback out of Louisville. The Draft Network says Quincy Riley projects as a mid-round pick with the potential to develop into a starter later in his career. His athleticism and ball skills give him a strong foundation, but he must improve his speed, reaction time, and zone coverage awareness to make a consistent impact at the next level. Now, when I hear got to improve his speed, reaction time, and zone coverage, that's all stuff that can get taught. And I have a lot of faith in Jerome Henderson, our defensive backs coach.
He's done a great job thus far.
Yeah. Like I said, this is a kid that I think that has some real potential there. Pick number 5. Round 5. Pick number 134. Pat Bryant, wide receiver out of Illinois. And tell me this is not a need we have on this team for years, basically. We thought we filled a couple of times, just haven't been able to do it. Fantasy Pro says it's no secret that I love physical wide receivers who can go up and get the football. That's exactly what Pat Bryant offers the Illinois offense. Listed at 6'3", 200 pounds, the senior wide receiver has the strength and size to carve out a role for an NFL offense. Guys, we haven't had a big, tall receiver that can just throw the ball up to in forever. We really haven't. And when you're in the end zone and you have a young quarterback, sometimes that's their best friend.
100%. Third high, jump ball, let's go.
Yeah. Get a guy like him, get Theo Johnson rolling, and you got some nice red zone, goal line situation targets that are going. So now, pick 5. Sorry, round 5. Pick 155. Now, you all know that I'm not a fan of Eric Gray. Rob's not a fan of Eric Gray. We think Eric Gray is a waste of a pick, waste of a.
He's a great space.
So, I also don't think that Devin Singletary is going to be around for much longer. I think he'll be around next year because his contract makes it where it doesn't make sense to cut him unless you want to do a post-June 1st and split the hit between the 2 years. But you have to plan now. When you're in later rounds, you plan now for next year. So we're getting ourselves a running back that's going to replace Devin Singletary after this next season coming up. And that's Jonah Coleman, running back out of Oregon. 33rd team says, soft hands out of the backfield, natural pass catcher with expanding route tree and yak ability. Thick, compact frame at 225 pounds, punishes defenders, and consistently falls forward for extra yardage. High-level vision and processing, patiently sets up blocks and exploits cutback lanes. So, a couple things there. Can catch the ball. I'll take it, can catch the ball. But my big thing is thick, compact frame, punishes defenders, falls forward. Guys, that's the complete opposite of Tyrone Tracy Jr. Am I not right?
Yeah.
That's not to knock Tracy, but his thing is more his elusiveness, his speed. He's not the bulldozer down the middle guy.
You're talking about like the guy that's really just going to run straight up and hard.
Yep. Yeah, and Coleman's not Brendan Jacobs. I'm not trying to say that. He's not 250 pounds. He's not nothing crazy like that. But
yeah, let's be honest. What type of players you're talking about? You're talking about a finesse guy who, once he gets tackled, he's going to fall down gracefully compared to a guy that's just going to fight for a couple extra yards. It's not a knock. It's not a knock. But listen, Tracy doesn't have to fight for extra yards just because of the way he plays.
Yep.
So,
and he's a smaller back. He's a smaller back, barely over 200 pounds, guys. He's not a big back.
So, what he's doing, it's not a knock. If he's, like you said, Jacobs, Henry, you're one of these big guys. Yeah. You could fight against a 340 pound lineman for an extra yard or two. But when the guy's only got 40% of his body mass on you, just let it happen.
Yeah, like I said, I think that's
play the extra down.
I think it's a 5th round pick. It's where you want to start drafting running backs and try him out. If he works out, he's a perfect complement to Tracy. If he doesn't work out, it's a 5th round pick. It's not the end of the world.
100%.
So, 7th round, we're going to this last round here. Pick 218. We're getting the guy with the coolest name, Thor Griffith, defensive tackle out of Louisville. Like I said, guys, we are ramping up this defensive line. The free agency is not really necessarily the place to do it. So we're getting a couple guys in the draft. So, we already went ahead in the 2nd round and got Kenneth Grant out of Michigan. Now we're getting Thor Griffith in the later 7th round here out of Louisville. So 2nd Louisville player, by the way, today. NFL Draft Diamond says, you know what? How'd that happen here? We got the wrong thing here. Somehow I copied and pasted Jonah Coleman's for the both at that point. But yeah, Thor Griffin, guys, is a guy that is exactly what you're looking for. A guy who is a potential project player because he hasn't played at a bigger school yet. Came out of Harvard, actually, before going to Louisville. And
super smart guy.
You would think that. I mean, you kind of don't make Harvard without being from there. But he's been a guy that's been up and coming like that there. It's from NFL Draft Buzz. Thor Griffith, the defensive tackle from Louisville, has made waves in the college football world with his impressive journey. Originally from Portsmouth, New Hampshire, his path to the NFL draft began at Harvard, where he spent 4 years before transferring to Louisville for his final year of eligibility. So, yeah, like I said, really, and the guy graduated, by the way, from Harvard, guys. Graduated with a degree in economics. So it's not like he's a guy who just was in it for football and, they just kind of passed him through grade-wise at that point. The man is a degree from Harvard. He got a couple of other schools look at him, too. Ohio State looked at him. Michigan looked at him as well. But he wanted to go to a place where he would be able to start right off the bat because he only had 1 year of eligibility left, so he chose Louisville. Again, a guy that I'm intrigued by. A 7th round pick, that's what you're going with. A guy that's intrigues you. Guy's got a brain. The guy's a big frame. And he's a guy who has room to grow because he hasn't had the same kind of talent level of coaching that he'll now get in the NFL. That's the guy I'll take a chance on all day long, especially at a position of need.
Yeah.
Especially when I've already got the guy in the 2nd round that I think is going to be a long-term starter in this league. Because now I can sit this guy, let him learn the right way and not rush him. So, now, last pick in the draft, guys. Round 7, pick 245. What did we say earlier? You are always picking people at this position because you should always be looking to upgrade this position. Always be looking to draft and get guys going at that point in this position. Ruben Fothery, the 2nd, offensive tackle, Texas A&M. The Draft Network said Fothery, the 2nd, looks eerily similar to Patrick Paul and Daniel Flaus of past drafts. But what he showed me in the run game makes me even more excited than his comparable predecessors. I see him as a developmental prospect, but I also believe there's a path for him to make an immediate impact for an O-line needy team. His game is by no means a finished product, but I would have had a hard time seeing him go anywhere past the 4th round. We see that we got him in the 7th round. They said they couldn't see him past the 4th round. He simply got too much to like to not be willing to take a chance on him. I'll take that, guys, all day long.
Yeah.
Again, you got a guy who dropped. Again, you're talking mock drafts. Who knows what's going to happen? We've had guys in the 7th round that went the 3rd round, 4th round, stuff like that in some of these mock drafts. You never know what's going to happen between now and then. But if you got it, some people are saying, listen, literally could be a early day 3 pick, and you're getting him late day 3. It's steal. And it's a position of need. It's a position that you're always needing. So, like I said, that to me is a draft that you filled a lot of holes, and you did it without reaching. You got your quarterback of the future. You got your defensive tackle to pair, hopefully long-term, with Dexter Lawrence. You got Kennard at that point to give you edge, depth, which is something we've been sorely missing. You got Riley to hopefully develop him into a key part of the secondary. You got a big, tall receiver, which we haven't had in a while. You got a thunder to the lightning at the running back position. You got a developmental defensive tackle. And you got another guy for your offensive line to develop as well. Granted, we did this, so we're tooting on the horns here. That's a home run draft to me.
Yeah.
How many of those players pan out? You never know. But that's a home run.
If you like that clip, then you will love the full episodes too. Find us on your favorite podcast app and look for us on all your favorite social media platforms.
Thanks so much.
Please, I'm begging you. Please.